Good morning, everybody. This is K. Balakrishna. I have a 15-year experience in this field, and presently I wanted to discuss one of the topic in business environment, that is economic integration. Integration means unification of the task or binding up of different countries or union of different entities. Here we are speaking about a topic which is called as economic integration. Economic integration in the sense there will group of countries are togetherly binded together to form a single entity, or we can say that group of firms, group of countries are integrated. They transact themselves with the minimum amount of tariff, with the minimum amount of taxes. There is a free mobility of factors as well as resources as they move from one place to the other. That is one country to the other. Economic integration. Economic integration is a process of unification of various countries for improving the trade relations among them. The main purpose of economic integration is to improve the trade relations among the member countries. This integration cannot be achieved all at once, but instance, this integration can be achieved in number of stages. Now we will learn about various stages which are involved in the integration process. Now we'll share a small screen where we will learn what do you mean by economic integration, what are the forms of economic integration, what are the characteristics of economic integration, and what are the consequences of economic integration. First of all, we wanted to discuss about one of the topic which is called as economic integration. Here, economic integration is one of the aspects for ascertaining the economic development of member countries. That's what we have said. Economic integration helps the member countries to improve their relations. That is, it aims at economic development of the member countries. That is, it aims at economic development of the member countries. How do the economies of the member countries develop? By improving the relations. How are the relations established? By unification of these member countries. Relations are established, and these relations will result in improving trade among the member countries. That is, they reduce the taxes between themselves, and thus the trade flourishes among the member countries. Here, there will be stumbling block of firms. Blocks means groups. Block of firms means group of firms operating in different countries. For example, there is one economic bloc which is called as Asian Association of Southeast Asian Nations. Means all the Southeast Asian nations have integrated to form one bloc which is called as Asian. For example, the members of the Asian bloc are the India, as well as China, as well as Thailand, as well as Sri Lanka, and Burma, Bhutan, Bangladesh, etc. have formed an integration to form one thing, that is a single entity. What exists among the member countries? There must be good economic cooperation between the member countries. Okay, these are the things which we see in case of economic integration. What do you mean by economic integration? Unification of member countries to improve the relationship, bondage, trade, and factor mobility among the member countries. Next, what are the features of economic integration? There are a large number of features for economic integration, which are as follows, which we'll discuss now. First one is the market share will increase. How do the market share will increase? For example, a country like India trades with few countries, but because of economic integration, it trades with all Asian countries. Taken a trading block that is Asian, and because of the formation of this Asian, India started trading with Burma, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Thailand, Myanmar, and China, and other many countries across the Southeast Asian nations are grouped together, and trade has flourished. There will be minimum number of taxes operating when these countries trade with each other. So what will happen? They can easily export the goods. That is, they can easily pass the goods from one country to the other. Not only that, they can also import and export the production chains. That is, India can start a production chain in Burma, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and other countries. Here, in the same way, other countries can also form their production units in India. They can start their assembling units and sell in India. So trade flourishes. Here, what happens is there will be large number of establishment of economic institutions as well as political institutions. Large number of political institutions may develop because of economic integration. Next one is there will be liberalization of services. Means there will be minimum amount of taxes. Along with this, there will also minimum amount of restrictions, minimum amount of government regulations for proceeding to the trade if economic integration is established. What are the characteristics of economic integration? The main characteristics of economic integration is it cannot be done, all the countries cannot be unified with a single time. First, initial stages, they will be forming. In the initial stages, they will be forming what we call free trade area. Free trade area means there is 100% free trade without any taxes, without any tariffs, without any government interventions. And such transactions, just as we transfer the goods from one city to the other, they transfer or export the goods from one country to the other. Second formation is customs union. There will be free trade. Along with this, there will be a common business policy. That is, there will be a certain policy like the country like India allows number of treaties to be established with Sri Lanka, and Sri Lanka will allow free trade in specific areas to India. India will have a restricted trade to China in certain areas, and China will have a restricted trade in certain areas. That is a common external policy will be developed. Next one is common market. In common market, there will be three characteristics. First is there will be free trade without any interventions. An external business policy is formulated, and free factor mobility within the market. Free factor mobility means the people, resources, space, etc. can be transferred from one country to the other without any trade restrictions. Next one is economic union. As I already said, in the economic union, there will be free trade, there will be a common business policy, there will be a common factor mobility, and finally, there will be a common harmonized economic policies. What do you mean by economic policy? Economic policy includes economic Economic policy includes taxation policy, monetary it also includes taxation policy, or it also includes industrial policy, it also includes economic systems, it also includes various other aspects. Here, whatever may be the system, they will in one word to say that all these countries, as we move from free trade area to as we move from free trade area to economic integration, what will happen is there will be free movement of goods and services, and there will be a good integration of all the economies, all the countries into one nation. The purpose of economic integration is to integrate group of countries and form a single country. Next one is ultimate step, that is economic integration. In economic integration, there is a free trade, that is no restrictions. There is a common business policy, free movement of goods and services across the countries, and common business economic policies or monetary policy, fiscal policy are established, and a supranational organization structure is developed. What is supranational organization structure? For example, take say European Union. This European Union is best example for economic integration. In case of European Union, what happens is all the European countries came to sign an agreement which is called as European Union. Means all the European countries are treated as single country. There is no taxes as they move from one European country to the other. So we can say that there will be a single organizational structure for all the European countries, and they will be treated as a single country. Next one is forms of economic integration. We will deal them separately. First one is called as free trade area. What do you mean by free trade area? There will be no restrictions among the people signing this agreement or countries signing this agreement. That is, they will abolish all trade restrictions among the member countries. No trade restriction is there. They can trade as if they are trading across the state. Next one is it has a common business policy. Means all the business entities are treated as single entity, and the trade can easily move from one country to the other, and it can be called as an interstate trade. Though it is an inter-country trade, it can be treated as an interstate trade also. In customs union, what happens? There will be absolutely no restrictions, first thing. Second one is there will also be a commercial policy against the non-members. Along with this, it has its own characteristics. Next one is common market. In the common market, the special characteristic which is present in common market is the special characteristic which is present with the common market is there is a free movement of labor as well as resources across the member countries. Means these, for example, India, Sri Lanka, China, Bhutan, Burma, all these five have formed Asian or other trading bloc. In this case, the member countries can exchange the resources exchange the trade, exchange the exports, exchange the space, start a business unit without any restrictions. That is, India can trade with Burma, India can trade with Bhutan, India can trade with Sri Lanka, as well as other countries also, just as an interstate trade. Next, in case of economic union, what happens is an harmonized national economic policy is formulated. That is, all these member countries have a single nationalized central bank, which transacts all these transactions among the member countries. In the last phase, we will discuss about economic integration. Ultimately, what happens is, just as we trade with one state to the other, we trade from one country to the other country. As I wanted to say that, as we trade from one state to other state or one district to other district, the same sort of restrictions will be present as we trade from one country to the other. My best example for economic integration is European Union. In this case, we have discussed about one of the topic which is called as economic integration. What do you mean by economic integration? It is a process of unifying two or more member countries. I am repeating it again. It is a process of unifying two or more member countries. Here, two or more member countries form an agreement between each other and they transact the trade among each countries just as an interstate trade. Thank you. This is the end of the today's topic. If you like, you can subscribe our channel. Thank you.